What's up, my ninjas? This is episode number 6 of the Modern Day Heroes series, and this is a series where I talk to heroes not only on screen, but in real life. And today I have a very special guest with me.
King!
Alright, let's do this, guys.
Got something for you, waiting. 50,000 on the roller. I know you gotta watch your hater closely.
First and foremost, let our audience know, who are you, where are you from, a little bit about yourself in general.
Okay, I am King. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I've been living in LA for 4 years now. Came out here, entertained. I'm an entertainer, singer, dancer, actor, engineer, martial artist.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so that's a little bit.
Yeah,
you know, we'll learn more in the interview.
That's right.
So let's do it.
So first question I usually like to ask is, how long have you been doing martial arts?
Since I was 5.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. And what styles in particular? What was it like growing up doing that in your perspective, and also in Alabama? Because I grew up in Texas, and you know, at your different schools, how many schools did you train in? What styles did you train in? Did you compete? The whole gist.
Well, I started off, like I said, when I was 5. I started off in Taekwondo first. My oldest brother, you know, just kind of like watching him just study Bruce Lee, Batman, Power Rangers, Ninja Turtles. And naturally, what's on the big brother falls, the younger, so I would just see different things he would do. And it's so funny to me, I actually got into martial arts, like, heavy. When I was in school, I used to get bullied by this guy in elementary school.
You got bullied?
Yeah, it was kind of funny. He was the type of person who'd come up to you. He'll just taunt you. Draw some pictures, come up and take my picture, rip it up.
That's so mean.
I know, it's
Baby
though.
got bullied.
We were in the gymnasium, and he came up to me, grabbed me by my shoulders, threw me up against the bleachers, and then, you know, the
So
kids.
This is serious. This is
like
serious bullying.
Like, I got stories on top of stories. Anyway, so he did that, start like hitting on me and the kids, yelling, "Fight, fight, fight!" I went home that day, told my older brother what happened, and he was like, "Okay, no, I'm gonna teach you how to fight right now." And I was like,
he said no.
Oh, okay. I was like, okay. So I'm thinking he finna teach me like a couple punches, jabs, kicks.
Right.
He's like, I'm gonna teach you how to fight right now. Boom! Gave me in my chest. He said, okay, now fight
That
back.
was his first lesson.
So we started fighting, doing what he was doing.
What?
And he was just showing me different things. Yeah,
That's the lesson. There you go.
But yeah,
that's one way to teach it.
After that situation happened, went back to school. Like I say, long story short, I'm coming out ready, waiting on him. Whole day ready, waiting on him. Didn't come to school that day. Second day I come, waiting on him. Didn't see him nowhere, but I knew he was there because they called him in class. Go to the bathroom, wash my hands, look up, nobody behind me. Wash my hands again, look up. It's like a movie. He's right behind me. Takes me.
What?
Throw me up against the
you remember this? This is ingrained in his head.
Because it's funny to me. And he used to fight just like this, like that. So while he's doing it, I'm sitting there just looking, just waiting. As soon as he got done, boom, 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 boom. And it stunned him to the point where he was like, and he was taking his at the same time, and he walked out, and I'm just sitting there like, yes! I'm serious. Like, I always had like this movie mentality ever since I was younger. I'm just sitting like, yes! And that's how I kind of like got into everything.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so funny. So when did you start taking your first like classes, and what was that like for you?
I think like the next month, just like begging, you know, my mom put me in and getting in there, and I just had a flashback. It's all good. Like just being in there, and it's kind of just seeing my brother, you know, do his training and everything, and then she finally put me in. And I got in heavy trying to do the advanced thing. As soon as I got in there, because I saw like on a Power Ranger, I would go home and watch a Power Ranger episode, come to class and try to do it. Yeah. Get pissing my instructor off, making me run laps, do push-ups. I did not teach you that, and all that kind of stuff. Like I always was like advanced, and they would try to like move me up and things like that. But like probably I think the next month. Yeah.
And you said you had to beg your mom?
Yeah, because you know, back home, you know, money was tight. You know, they had to kind of afford everything or whatever. And, you know, she put me in and she was like, okay, if you want to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Because I was so active and I really was just doing. Then I started dancing at the moment and things like that. But I really wanted to be that actor in the movies.
Yeah.
You know, and playing like a Bruce Lee or being in
Yeah.
a Power Ranger episode or
Yeah.
a Ninja Turtle, my own ninja, my own character, things like that. So I will always imagine that,
Yeah.
you know, as a kid. So
Yeah. So that drove you, that idea, that dream drove you since you were little.
since I was a kid, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Started at a young age.
Wow. Wow. And did you stick with the same school all the way up until
No.
you moved?
Actually, what happened, being in Taekwondo for a good minute, I got into music. I know.
Around what age?
Like 7, 8.
7, 8?
Yeah, by 7, 8. And I never forget, my brother sat me down and said, yo, watch this guy right here. He used to be out with Diddy back in the day. His name is Usher. Just watch everything and see if you like it. And I was like, okay. So I'm sitting there watching it, and I was just so intrigued with the colors of the video and how he was dancing, how he was moving across, sliding, and the fish that was in him playing the guitar. He just looked cool to me. And I liked the song too. And I said, okay, so next time it came on, I recorded it, and I just would watch it. Like, I was a fan of the artistry before I became a fan of the artist.
Yeah.
If that makes any
Yeah,
sense.
it does. It does.
Everything around it, I learned what he could do, and I said, oh, man, let me see what else I can learn.
Yeah.
So I did something else, and I was like, oh, man, let me see what else I can learn. Then I
Yeah.
went back, and I told my brother, I said, look, I think I could do what he was doing, and I did the slide. He said, boy, you know how to do that? I was like, yeah. To me, it was just something I just picked up like this, but I didn't know that it was like an entertaining thing to make people be like, wow.
Right. You're a very self-taught person. You can really
Yes.
like look at something and really absorb it and
Yes,
learn from it.
yes.
I can, just from you telling me that little bit, I can get that off the bat.
That's exactly how I've been my entire
Yeah,
life.
yeah. I envy that. I'm the type of person, I like having a teacher. And
yeah.
I thrive with having a teacher. I can do something and learn it, but it takes me reps. I need to rep it, I need to rep it, I need to rep it.
Got you.
And I'm self-motivated, I like to say, and I can get myself to do X, Y, Z, but I can't look at a YouTube video and be like, oh, I got it. Boom. I can't quite do that.
But it worked out for you because you're a great martial artist.
I appreciate that.
No
I appreciate
problem.
that.
It was Atlanta when, and I'm kind of jumping ahead, when I kind of got into the other styles of jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and kickboxing. Like, they wanted me to compete, but at that time, I ventured off more into music. Yeah. But I was still doing it to stay in shape.
Yeah, practice,
it's
stay
the perfect
in practice.
cardio.
That's right.
Exactly. Right. And but my brother, he stayed into it. He still does it to this very day. And I just kind of just took that energy, and I try to place it in both of them, and just do it to stay in shape while I'm in Atlanta doing what I was doing.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
So, you are a singer, actor, dancer, and martial artist.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, my family is both sides of my family are very musically inclined. My mother singing in the choir, my grandma sung, my uncles all sing, play. And on my father's side, he managed bands, has his own live production.
Wow.
Yeah, live production company called G1 Vision. He played bass guitar, and so naturally, music been in me, like coming up.
Yeah.
Like, his moms and aunts and uncles sing too. And I really get a lot of my martial arts from my oldest brother.
Yeah.
You know, because his father was into it heavy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then me just kind of like taking both worlds and incorporating them with what I do. Yeah. You know, it just kind of like kicked off like that. I hear you. Yeah, and so it was only natural for me to just become a fan of music and become an artist and do a lot of what I do now. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, which do you like to pursue more?
I get this question so much.
And do you have a favorite? Also, is it hard for you to compartmentalize and focus just on one, or do you feel sometimes that it's kind of just everywhere?
Well, I look at it like this, and I'll answer it at the end of my statement. When you watch a fight scene, you're not just watching that fight scene. Because if you just watched it just with the sound effects, it may be cool, but what gets you really into it, yes, the great choreography, but the music behind it, it sets the mood to everything.
Definitely.
So a lot of and then I grew up like watching videos where like Usher have acting and martial arts.
Storyline.
Yeah, exactly. And Tank down in one of his and Prince and just a lot of the greats, even Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, incorporating all of that stuff in, and I was like, yo, I could be the person that's doing the music stuff and the actual actor, fighter in the actual video.
Definitely.
You
and
know?
it actually be me, not a stunt person.
Exactly. And I feel like I'm able to do it. I'm capable to do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do both. And people ask me all the time, so which one you like both? Well, I say I like both equally, because both of them gives me a different feeling the other one does.
I totally hear you.
You know?
Totally hear you.
When I write songs, I see videos and I already see like different things I want to add into it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, different fight things, different acting things, just building stories and things like that. Some of the videos I won't even be singing in it.
Yeah.
You probably won't even know it's me singing. It'll be just all acting and all just fighting, all kind of whatever. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I love both of them.
Totally. I totally get that. Like, you can't really pick one.
Exactly.
Because they offer different things, so you can't
do.
really,
Exactly.
you know, apples to oranges.
They always try to get me. No, you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. Not happening.
Gotcha. And when you're trying to pursue this, do you ever feel like you get pigeonholed into one thing and that it's hard to do all of it? What are the challenges that come with being so multi-talented and loving all of it?
People getting you.
People getting you.
People getting it.
People getting it.
But at the same time, it all depends on how you present it. You know, if I have like a jar of candy.
Yeah.
But there's only one piece of candy in that jar that I know you're gonna love.
Right.
It's hard to see it if I dump all of it on you at one time.
Definitely.
You know, it's hard for them to get it. And then if I do dump it on you on one good time, you sitting there trying to figure out and pick that piece of candy that you like, you be like, man, I don't even feel like doing this no more. Let me just go over here.
It's too much mental.
It's too much. Yeah, exactly. Instead of just seeing it, and nowadays you have to just be like, this is a coffee cup.
Yes, dude. Yes.
People, you know, because it's the access to everything is out there on the internet.
Yes.
So it's almost like you gotta feed them this. Okay, you like that? Cool. Now let me give you this. You like that? Cool. Now let me give you this.
Yeah.
And then once you just start feeding and feeding and feeding and feeding them, you know, so they eventually get it. But my challenge is I try to find what gravitates to them the most. And then once I get them, then I can kind of bring them over to the side and let me show you this. And then the downside of that too is once they come and they see it, who's to say they're going to see you in that light?
Right.
If they're going to understand, be like, I can see him as a martial artist, but I can't see him as a singer. I can see him as a singer, but I can't take him serious as martial arts. That's when you have to really dig down and structure and polish your craft so they won't tell the difference when you present it.
Right.
So that's my goal.
So you as a persona, rather. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when you're trying to build your audience, even like online in general and for your music and for your martial arts and social media and things like that, has it been a challenge trying to get your audience to stick to what you're doing in particular? Yes,
it's like, it's so much out there.
Yeah.
It's so much out there. So once you get them, it's like you got to try your best to keep them and hook them and keep dropping content, keep dropping this, keep it, you know, disappearing for a day is really for an hour is very, very, very brutal in this industry.
It is.
That's why it's so crucial that you give them exactly what they're looking for. You keep giving content, and, you know, sometimes you may have things that happen in your life, you know, where you have to pull back from it for a second, you know. And even though you need to as a person, because sometimes you get overwhelmed with everything that's going on. Always trying to think of the next move.
Yes.
Okay, I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do that. I need to do that. And to the point where you're exhausting yourself, exhausting your mind, to the point where you can't just continuously just put out content, and you're thinking, but sometimes you just got to get away from it for a second and come back with a fresh mind, fresh ideas, and things like that.
Definitely. And how, speaking of what you kind of just touched on, how do you stay focused, and how do you refresh your mind and get back into that creative space, and how do you stay fresh? How do you keep that mental positive? Because you're right, it can take a toll on you.
Yeah. Remembering what I'm doing it for.
That why.
That why. Like, why do you want this? Why is this so important to you? You know, why you feel like you can't live without what God put inside of you.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a part of you. You know, you really can't get away from it. My home base, my family, things I see, things I want to do.
Yeah.
People I want to help, generations I want to touch.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Because I know like I have such a strong story of things that have happened to me in this whole industry.
Definitely.
You know, I want to get there and become as big as I can possibly get, so when I speak, you know, the people listen because they saw what you've been doing. They see your influence, and they want to listen to what you have to say.
Absolutely.
How did you get there? What did you do? Blah, blah, blah. And when it happens, I want to be able to speak life into them. I want to be able to say, you can do this. As cliche as it sounds, don't give up on your dreams.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that you're going to be dealing with, a lot of things that's going to be coming your way that's going to try to make you stop doing what you're doing. You know, so I want to be that power, that influence, that influential artist / martial artist, however way they see me, you know, to help them get up out of a situation, let them know that they are good enough.
Absolutely. And a lot of that, trying to influence people, I've found that it's about sharing your own story and being able to be open with them and your audience and share what's important to you, the struggles that you've been through. What are some of the struggles that you went through coming to LA and just in general? What are some of the struggles that you faced?
Well, first, you got some time. It's a little story
We
about
got some time. We got some time.
First, originally, when I made the decision to come out here, you know, I have been getting all I can get from where I was from.
Definitely.
Mobile, Alabama. 251 boy. So like over, how can I say it? Kind of like just doing all the things that you know you would try to do.
Definitely.
You know, as an artist.
Out
and
there.
Out there. Like the reach for any kind of outlet for anything is very, very, very slim.
Yes.
You know, some people don't even know what it is. Yes. When I say Mobile, they be like, "What? Mobile? Like the cellular phone? Mobile? No, like Mobile, Alabama."
Yeah.
I was getting ready to come out here, and I went to the Los Angeles Film School, by the way. I was getting ready to enroll there.
Wow.
Yeah, for recording arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I graduated in 15.
Wow, congratulations, man.
Thank you. So I was getting ready to enroll in that school, but they told me that I needed to have my diploma and everything. So I'm thinking it's fine, send everything in, and they look at it and tell me that we can't allow him to enroll in our school because his certificate, his high school diploma, I should say, doesn't have the second on it. It just has Gerald Grant, which is my name. And we was like, wait, what? It didn't have it. Like, we don't know how we missed this.
Wow.
So I had to go and try to find a school. Now, when I was in high school, I graduated in homeschool. When I was in Atlanta, I got signed to an independent label there.
Wow.
And I was in homeschool, and I passed the 12th grade within a month. And right after that, they put me right on tour with Chris Brown Bow Wow. And then, like, some other stuff.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
What in the world?
Yeah.
You toured? Okay, that's a whole nother question. Okay, I'm gonna let you keep going.
So I did shows with them. Like, it was a lot of artists on the show. I think Chris had just came out, and he did some of the shows. And it was, like, a whole bunch of other artists that was on the show. I got thrown on that tour and just did, like, 15 dates on the tour, whatever. So back to what I was saying, my diploma, I had to find a high school with a homeschool that I went to. Don't exist anymore. Dude's not even a teacher anymore. He's a photographer that travels around the world. So I'm trying to find him. I blew his phone up for 2 weeks. Finally, one day I was on the way home from work. I was working at the Oyster House back home, across the bay. I said, let me just call again. I called him. Finally, he picks up the phone. I get so excited. I hit the gas like, yo, I've been looking for you for the longest, like that or whatever.
Yeah.
Got a ticket and everything. It was a cop behind me. Like, I was so excited. I was like,
yeah, dude.
And he said, yeah, I got all 150 of your calls. He said, I got your message. Because he already knew what I wanted because he listened to all the messages.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm going to write a letter to the Los Angeles Film School, let them know that you did graduate. You know, that is your diploma. If I have to type it up again, I'll do it. Did that, done. Okay, so finally got that out of the way.
Cool.
Now, while this was happening, my grandma, she was already diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I think she was fighting for like six, 7 years, I believe.
Wow.
And like the amount of time that she was here, the doctors were saying that she should have been gone a long time ago. Like my bloodline, everybody's so strong. There's a lot of strong women in my bloodline. And one day I was getting, make a long story short, you know, I moved back and all that kind of stuff when things kind of didn't go as I expected in Atlanta, come back, helping my mom and my family and father, everybody take care of my grandmother. One day I was getting ready for a show, literally getting ready to go on stage, about to introduce me and everything. We get a text saying, yo, your grandmother's getting ready to pass. We need everybody to come back now. So we had to cancel, go back, and you know, all my uncles and everybody, my aunts, they gather around her singing her favorite songs, things like that. Now, the thing about her, she was the type of person, always supported, always been there. And her favorite thing, she used to always tell us, keep your head up, baby. Keep your head up, baby, no matter what's going on. So when she lost her speech, you know, she'll try to say like what's going on. So she'll say something like, you know, just like, she'll just do this.
Yeah.
And we would know that she's saying, keep your head up. Lost her speech, fast forward until she's laying there. She's laying in the bed or whatever. My father wakes us up like the next morning after all that was happening. Father walks in and say, yo, we believe that she's going to pass today. Go in and say, you know, your final remarks, things like that, you know, before she go. I was supposed to be in L.A. starting school that month, but I had to push it back to the next month.
Wow.
And I went up to her, talked to her, and I said, you know, Grandma, thank you for everything you ever done for me. I appreciate everything. Thank you for always telling me, keep your head up, things like that or whatever. And if God's calling you home, it's okay. You can let go. I promise to take care of this family. She knew I was going to L.A. too. So I'm going to go to L.A., make these dreams happen. I promise you everything is going to be okay. It's okay. You can let go. So she was sitting there. She was breathing 4 times a minute. She was just doing this, and she looks at me, and she just does this. And I'm just like, wow, like that or whatever. I come back. My brother say what he want to say. My other brothers come in, my uncles come in, and she passed in front of us. Mom lost it like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Had the funeral. The next month, that's when I moved out here. And
Off of that.
Off of that, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like everything was happening so fast, I didn't really get a chance to mourn.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was hitting me at random times. Like I'd be like just talking to some people, and I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm out here doing this. Oh my gosh! Like then they'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like what's going on? But I have to be like, no, nothing. Like it was just hitting me at random times or whatever.
Yeah, because you're trying to do stuff in your life,
you're trying
and
to do things.
You didn't get to.
So doing that, then coming out here, I was going to school, back and forth, riding my bike around L.A., you know, all the way up the Hollywood Hills and going up just all these hills here, you know, going to auditions and things like that. Go in sweaty. Some of the directors knew who I was, so as soon as I come in, I'm all sweaty trying to sneak in so I can wash off real fast and go to the audition. He happened to see me as I'm coming in. Yo, G, come. I was like, yeah, just give me probably. No, fuck that. Come. I was like, oh my gosh. And
I'm sweaty, musty.
I know exactly. And I go in and I'm like, all right. And I do the audition, come out. Like I booked a couple commercials out here, a couple videos, things like that. So that was cool. Messed around, hooked up with some people that try to, you know, further your career music-wise and things like that. Now this is the thing. So.
Uh-oh, here's the meat.
Whenever, okay. Tread lightly. So, whenever you invite someone on to help you with your baby.
Right.
You really have to be very, very, very careful who you're bringing on board. You know, things could happen. You could think that people are for you, think things are this way, things are that way. But really, it may be great for that person, but that necessarily don't mean that it's good for you. And they could be whatever, with whatever name, have this, have that, and have the resources that can help you. But at the end of the day, it may not be the resources for you. Like, long story short, that's kind of how it was. You know, being out here, seeing this and seeing that. Okay, maybe they can do this. Maybe they can do that. Opposite, didn't go out like that. Lost the agency I was with.
I was just about to ask you that.
Yeah, lost the agency I was with. I was homeless for 2 years. People don't even know that.
Here?
Yeah. People don't even know that.
No, dude.
Lost the place I was living in. And on top of that, when I was in the place that I was in, you know, people still reaching out. I had really just moved into my new place when we did our video.
What?
Yeah, you know.
Wow.
And out of that situation, still in that place, I lost someone very, very, very close to me, like my cousin.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not one of those cousins that you haven't seen in years.
No,
but you know, this is somebody that we all grew up from yay high all the way up in our teens and our 20s and things like that. And he was the youngest one out of all of us. And tragic, fatal, crazy movie type car accident happened to him. Woke up to that call, and I'm like, wait, what? Not him, you know? And
like how?
Like how, exactly. That situation happened, so that kind of took a crazy hit on me for a second, and I was trying to heal from that, then being at work, working, bussing tables and running food at my job here in LA, and just trying to get over that, and then still put out content to stay relevant. And then you still doing this, and then like 2 months later, you lose your father's mom, which is my grandma, and your cousin in the same week. I'm still trying to get over my first. And I'm like, didn't this happen? I'm like, wait a minute, slow down, wait. But you know, I can kind of like laugh about it now to keep from crying about it, because I remember like a lot of the things that they wanted me to do, how much they supported, how much they'd be pissed off if I just be like, I can't do it no more, blah, blah, blah. They're like, no, I'm in a better place now. You need to get up and you need to keep moving.
Right.
And all this happened this month, actually, and I'm still dealing with it. I lost him in April, and this month, that's when I don't know if that's 2 months, not whatever. Anyway, lost him, and you know, just trying to bounce back. Like I'm fresh back into LA. You know, kind of getting back on everything. But you know, sometimes it's good for you to kind of step back for a second, just to regather your thoughts, get away from it, go back home, realize why you're doing it, what you're doing it for.
Remind yourself. Yeah,
remind yourself, things like that. Because out here, man, you be moving. And sometimes, not saying you forget, but at the same time, you just be moving so fast, you don't really think about certain things until you go back into where, you know, you was building things at and why you left in the first place. So going back home, being with my father, you know, rekindling a relationship with my father, you know, to see my mom and my brothers, and all of us were so talented. And I was like, man, this is why I left. This is why that. I'm ready. I'm recalibrated. Let's go back. Yeah. You know, and this interview is the first thing that I'm actually doing since I've been back.
Yeah. And even though those things were really hard for you, do you feel like you can look at it from a perspective of, I gotta get it now. I gotta get it.
Absolutely.
And it pushes you.
Absolutely.
A lot of times when bad things happen to people, it makes them stop It stops them. It slows them down. And sometimes they don't come back.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll leave and they don't come back. And regardless of what kind of dream it was, it doesn't even have to be in the industry, the industry that we're in, the entertainment industry. Any industry, people, it slows them down.
Yeah, you're right.
And how can you adopt that with literally the worst thing happening, which is people who you love passing away?
Well, for me, it kind of goes back to what I was saying about inspiring. Because I'm just giving you the short version of everything.
Yeah.
Once I go into details and really just show how everything happened, you be like, what? Oh my!
I'm already
what?
doing that.
I know that I didn't go through everything I've been through in my life for no reason.
That's right.
And I know that I have so much, and I know I don't have all of that for no reason.
That's right.
Especially how things have lined up. The fact that I'm even still here in LA, it says a lot. The way I channel it is I have to make it. It was a important thing to me, looking my grandmother in the eye before she passed in front of us, that I gotta keep this promise to her.
That's right.
Then when I lost, it was already a high demand on it then. Dealing with everything that I dealt with when I was in, now I'm here in LA, and then dealing with the new things that happen, it's like, okay, well, each time something is taken from you, God replace it with something, extravagant, as big as the loss. I look at it too. It goes back to me saying, when we first started talking, to tell my story, to help the next person, to help an inspiring artist, martial artist, writer, NFL player, NBA player, soccer, whatever you want to do in your life. It could be writing books. I was just watching the Dolomite movie on
Dude, I didn't
Netflix.
get to finish it. I just started it, but I didn't finish it.
That movie is the perfect example of someone really just trying to pursue their dreams, having a reason why they're doing it, and no matter what people tell you, I'm not taking no for an answer. It's so inspiring. Like Eddie Murphy killed it. All of them killed it. I'm not gonna say some of the other people in it because some of the cameos are surprises and stuff. Yeah. But it's so good, and me watching it, it was like, this is exactly the type of things that I want to do, putting things out there to inspire people, letting them know that don't give up just because you have trials and tribulations in your life. Negativity is in your life to do its job, to be negative.
So powerful.
To be negative. Just like positivity is in your job to be positive. Now, when these two forces come at you, you can't get mad at it for doing its job.
That's right.
That's what it's there for.
That's right.
What you do after that, that's what determines, how things are going to go for you.
That's right.
You can either go to the left, you can either go to the right. But whatever you do, you need to take it and stick with it and stand behind it. That's
right. And I like to think of, trials and pain and really, things that happen in life that suck. I like to think of them as guiding points to teach us and make us better. And a lot of times, I can definitely sympathize and see how that's hard to look at it that way.
Yes.
But once you do look at it that way, it empowers you and gives you another reason to fight.
Absolutely.
You another reason to fight, because when it's bad, you can look at, okay, what should I learn from this? What can I get out of this?
Yeah.
And turn it into a better situation, and not that you're negating the pain, but that you're making the most of it.
Absolutely. People love to say, I don't take L's, I don't take L's, but a lot of times you have to.
That's right.
But you look at them as lessons instead of losses. What I like to do is take all of my L's and break the legs off of them and turn into W's.
Love that.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. So you've seen some success over your entertainment career already. I had no idea that you went on tour with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Well, it wasn't really like his tour. He just did some dates. It really was Bow Wow's tour. And my tour dates, yes, it's great experience. Don't get me wrong. But being a local artist on a tour, a lot of times you don't really get to see, like, the average person be like, really? Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But they don't see it from an artist behind stage.
That's right.
You're getting moved around every night, first of all. Then you got other artists that's on the actual tour that may not like you because they saw like your show. And especially if you're getting like more attention than them.
Definitely.
And then now they're talking to overheads to move you further up. And everybody knows that when you're doing a show, you don't go first or second because people are still coming in. People are still trying to get settled. They're still trying to call their friends.
Gotcha.
Where you at? Where you at, girl? Or where you at, boy? Like, I'm out. Like, where you at? Like, things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Lights still on, all kinds of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So, and then plus, the promoters and stuff, like, they don't really know what you can do.
Yeah.
So they just throw you up there. But since you on several dates, they see this, like, okay, he's kind of cool. Like, he's getting the crowd's attention. Let's move him back a little bit. Okay, that's cool. He did that. Cool. Let's move him back. And before you know it, you closer and closer and closer to the headliner.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because you bring so much energy and such much of a show
Yeah.
to the actual tour.
Yeah.
You know, you start having people behind the scenes hating on you, saying you can't do this, saying you can't do that. See, me, I was a type of daredevil, like up there doing everything, dancing, rapping, singing, flipping off the stage, and everything.
Heck yeah.
And they even said, like, look, tell him, don't flip up. It's so funny because my uncle was with me at the time, and they were telling him, it's like, make sure he don't flip off stage this night. And it was like people that really were just hating. But my uncle go back to like the main person and be like, yo, so we heard that, you know, he can't do certain things. And they like, man, tell him go up there and do everything you do. Like, what? And then he was like, all right, we want to know. He going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I get up there, man. So one of the first things I do, I get up there, and it's so funny because I was up there, I started dancing, started getting really into the show. The girls in the front row, they're screaming, people screaming up top and things like that. And the way the stage set up, it was like barricades just right there in the front. It was in the auditorium or whatever. And like the bottom of it was like a pit, but it went down.
Oh my God.
And you can just go down, then it just get black and you just see nothing. I'm on stage, and it's already dark. It's, you know, you're on tour. So I'm up there dancing, doing what I do. They see, you know, the break come, I flip off the stage. Now, as I'm in the air, I'm thinking to myself, why did I do it this night? Now, I already know it's going to hurt when I hit the ground. Oh, it's black. I can't even see.
Oh.
Just tight your body up, boom, and I hit the ground, go back, and I land, I throw back on my head, and the girls in the front row was like, oh my God, like that or whatever. And my cousin, at the time, he was my hype man, so he was going, he was like, oh yeah, oh shit. He was like, yeah, oh, like that, watching me fall. Yeah. And I jumped up real fast, jumped back on the stage, and started doing what I was doing. It was like, he's okay, he's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was like moments like that I remember a lot too, and like just things like that. Like, to answer your question, sometimes it's cool, sometimes it's nerve-wracking, especially when you have people trying to do certain things to keep you off the stage.
Yeah.
Jealousy is a strong drug.
That's right.
Envy
That's
and
right.
jealousy is a strong drug.
That's right. That's
it is.
right.
But I love the experience of everything. That's why I'm a lot polished in a lot of the things that I have done. You know, and it's a lot of things I did in Atlanta. Because I lived in Atlanta for like a good minute, went back to Mobile, Alabama, and then I moved out here. You know, so I always say I got my blueprint, my mind and my wisdom from Mobile, like my God-fearing spirit from Mobile, Alabama. I got my fly from Atlanta. And I feel like since I made it all the way out, now you can crown me king in Cali. So.
I love that. I love that. And are you currently with an agency, or are you freehanding everything now?
I'm actually freehanding everything. You know, I'm not with an agency.
Are you looking to get with an agency?
I don't mind. Yeah, I'm always looking.
Now the hard question: why did you lose your agency? And you don't have to say the name.
Okay. Well, it was a situation where I was in Vegas getting ready to close one deal, but I couldn't leave until that deal was closed. And it was one of them situations where they're like, yo, we have a director's calling looking for you. We need you to be a part of this. They're calling for you. And I couldn't leave because we had this big meeting to close this deal.
Yeah, finalize
So I'm like,
everything.
yo, I gotta go. If I just drive there, come back, like that's fine. No, you can't leave yet. Blah blah blah. We gotta do this. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yo, you don't understand. If I miss this, they're gonna drop me from the agency.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. When you close this, you won't even have. You have to worry about that. You're gonna have this. You're gonna have that. Okay, get on the phone. I'm booked out, by the way. And I call, yo, so I can't make it back. What you mean you can't make it back? If you can't make it back, it's automatic termination. Have to drop you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. Can you just give me this one thing? Well, if you don't make it back, you're dropped from the agency. Click, hangs up the phone. I'm like,
oh my gosh.
I go back and say, yo, I gotta go. No, we're gonna have a meeting. I'm on the phone right now. Bye-bye, meeting. Didn't even have the meeting that night. You talking about somebody live it? Piss. It was actually the next day. And, you know, while I'm going into that, while I'm going into that person didn't even, his intentions was never to help me in anything. You know, you say the word, but when you get older and you really just know how to, you know, drive your way past the BS and you see everything that's going on, you know that was never the intention. They were trying to get something else.
That's right.
You was just like one of those key openers to open up that door for them to get what they get. And that's one other thing I always should tell artists too. Make sure the people that you know you have behind you, you know, they're really for you. Exactly. And these doors and rooms that they're going in, what do they want? What are they really trying to do? You know, things like that.
What are their
You don't know. And a lot of times they try to keep things like that away from artists because they're just like, go in there, you sing and you dance. That's it. We take care of this, take care of that. And it was a situation where it just kind of got out of hand. It was out of my control, and it was like, well, we appreciate, you know, your time with us, but it seems like you have more important things to do in your career, and you don't need us. So go ahead and send you your letter, and that's it.
Man. And how do you deal with meeting people like that, egos and jealousy? You know, because there's a lot of those people out here because, you know, this is the land of everybody wants to be the star.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
How do you deal with that in your experience?
Knowing who you are. I'm a big praying person too. Like I got this pick up on like discernment. My spiritual discernment is crazy.
Energies.
I pick up on energy like real fast, real quick.
Me too.
And I see, and sometimes you just have that feeling.
Yep.
You know, and I just always say that's God telling me, no, it may look good, but no, it's not that. And a lot of times you really have to be deep in tune with yourself and really just know it when you see it, because sometimes it's not noticeable right away.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes it's not, but it's like little things that I hear, little things that they say, little ways on them, you can kind of like see past it, like, oh, you really here for this. But nowadays, I'm like, okay, so what's your short-term goal? What's your long-term goal? Why are you here? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to do that? And a lot of times, artists be feeling like they can't ask those whys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so excited and so honored to be here and be in front of somebody that can really help, you know, that kind of stuff. But they don't ask those type of questions.
Yeah. What are your intentions?
Yeah. What are your intentions?
What do you actually?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
You know.
Straight up.
and it always comes out. Either their attitude start flying, either they start naming names of what they could do. I work with this person. I work with that person. I could do this.
That
I could do
is one of the my biggest pet peeves.
Yep.
Seriously, because it's like, I don't care who you know.
Exactly.
What can you do?
Exactly.
I don't like who are you? Like
Exactly.
not even like egotistical wise, but like I don't care who you know.
Exactly.
Like
exactly. It's like yeah, that was cool for your time then, but it ain't like that person here about to do something for me. Like that, I don't care about names. Like, just get to the point.
Yeah.
Get to the point.
Yeah.
Because I know that I can turn your situation all the way up. Not even being arrogant.
Yeah.
I'm just confident in who I am and what I do.
Knowing who you are.
And I put so much time, practice into just polishing everything that I do. To the martial arts, to the singing, to the dancing, to the engineering, the choreography, everything that I do.
Yeah.
I put all this time in to do it, and I know my value.
Yeah.
What are you here for? What do you want?
Powerful. That's so true. And just going back to like what you said, like knowing yourself and knowing your value, what you bring.
Yeah.
And I was just telling my crew, like they're saying, you know, what is it like for you? Asking me, what is it like for you meeting people? Is it anxiety? Does it have a lot of anxiety? And does it have this, that? And I was like, well, I used to be very anxious meeting new people or, you know, meeting new artists and things like that. But now I put myself in the shoes of, they're coming to me.
Exactly.
I need to make them feel comfortable. I'm not going to lower myself down no matter who you are to kiss your ass or whatever. Like we're here to work. We're here to collaborate. We're here to make a connection with each other. But, you know, making sure that you know your power and what you bring to the table and not diminishing yourself. So I think that's really, really powerful.
It is.
And how did you come about? Because I actually found you through Slack.
Yeah.
And I was on my Explore page. You popped up on my Explore page, and I saw y'all's fight scene, I think, on his page.
Yes.
And I saw you, and I was like, he's really good. And I knew right off the bat, you're the one. I just knew right off the bat, he's the martial artist. He's the one. And so I hit you up. Actually, I commented on one of your posts, and I was like, let me just see if he's going to reply in general. And you did. You actually DM'd me before I DM'd you. And you're like, let's work. And I was like, dope. That's what I want to hear. Like, let's go. So what is it like working with people who are huge on social media, like KIING Batch and Splack, and I've seen you work with plenty of other people. I know you choreograph a lot of the scenes, and you're a big martial artist in social media that I think doesn't get enough recognition. But what is it like?
Well, first off, shout out to Splack.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? But I met Splack at a photo shoot when I was with the agency, because he was with the same agency.
Okay, gotcha.
So I had to do, I think, a look at the time. I was doing one look she told me I could do, and I just brought like extra stuff. But anyway, it was a situation where they was like, you know, come through, and in between his looks, you know, I'll shoot you. And I was like, okay, cool, I can fade everything or whatever. So I'm getting there, you know, and he was totally cool with it. First time meeting me, you know, he wasn't on some diva type, you know, this is my shoot, I don't want nobody else here, blah, blah, blah. No, he was cool. He just kind of said, okay, do your thing, bro. Went to the back while he was changing, so I went up there and I was shooting, and he heard me talking to the photographer, and she asked me, like, what I do, and I was just saying some of the stuff that I did, and he heard it. And he said, oh, so you a martial artist too? I said, yeah. I said, I am. He said, okay, and you do music too? I said, yeah. He said, you do everything, boy. I said, I do a little something. And,
so did you know who Splack was?
I seen him before on like Vine videos and things like that, and then transitioning into like a lot of the Instagram. So I knew who he was, you know, but I didn't know him like I know him now, of course. So, you know, I was like, yeah. He said, man, I've been trying to do this, just like a fight scene, you know, but a comedy one for the longest. I said, that's crazy, because I'm trying to do, you know, fight scenes as well and get into it. You know, I didn't really think of the comedy side of it. I said, but if we do it, I want to make it real martial arts movements, not just some throw punch.
I love you for saying that.
That's what I told myself. That's the only way. That's the only way I'll do it. Like real moves. Like, cause
that's so important to me.
It is.
So
it is.
Freaking God, that's so important to me. Like working with certain people. I had this one. I'm gonna let you pick up. Don't lose your spot.
Okay,
but like working with certain people, like I'll show them something that's an actual technique, not some stunts. This is the actual technique.
Yes.
And they'll be like, "Oh, well, I don't really feel like it's kind of weird, and it's not. You know, can't we just do this other thing?" And I'm like, "No, like let's keep this real to martial arts. Like I'm not trying to be." And that's you got me talking.
I feel your frustration. I do.
I want to bring back realism to martial arts on screen because yes, like all those crazy backflips and stuff, like they're dope. Like I have so much respect, and I'm trying to learn it too. I'm trying to learn it too. I'm in gymnastics and shit, you know. But bringing it back to the humble Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Jackie Chan, you know, actual techniques that they involve, and of course, like some of the fancy stuff that they do, because it's movies. But actual techniques again, and bringing that back because we've somehow lost that. But yeah, dude. Anyways,
it's like I told him if we do it, I want to incorporate real martial arts movements, and you know he used to take Taekwondo as well too. And he's like, okay, man, I'm with it. He said, that's what I want to do. I want it, like, I don't want it to look cheesy. I don't want none of that stuff. And I said, well, you know, I choreograph too. So let me know. Now, when you say things like that to different people here in LA or in general, they give you the, yeah, let's work, blah, blah, blah. Give me my IG, give me my number, blah, blah. Okay, let's do it. Then you hit them up and they turn to Casper. They're gone. You know, they turn ghosts on you.
Why do you think that is?
Because a lot of times people, they just want to see how far. This is what I have.
This is really interesting. I'm really curious now.
People, a lot of times they're just trying to feel you out. I say they're just trying to see what you do or how popular you are. So once you give them your IG and all that stuff, don't think they don't. They go down all your pics, all your videos, look at everything you're doing. If you got something in the bio, they go to that and they determine if I should work with this person.
Is it worth my time?
Is it worth my time, depending on how much clout you have, how much popularity you have, all this stuff, whatever. How many followers you have. I don't care how talented you are. How many followers you have.
Straight up.
So, but it wasn't a situation like that with him at all. He was just like, you know, if you say you could do it, let's do it. You know, I'm pretty sure he went back and looked at some of the stuff anyway, because I sent him some stuff to look at, and he hit me up. I think it was like the next week or so. He was like, yo, so about that video, like, are you still down? I said, yeah, cool. And we shot at Batch's house. Went out there.
That was the first video y'all did together?
That was the first, yeah, the Snapple video.
That's
was the very first one.
crazy.
Yeah.
And did you know that you were going to work with Batch?
No, not at that particular time.
Cool.
The Snapple one was the very first one that we did. If you ask me, I feel like we started a lot of the other Instagram influencers.
Dude, that was dope. I watched that scene, actually,
yes.
and the cinematographer for that was great.
Yeah.
I actually followed him after that, and then he followed me
Derek.
back, and I was like, hey, cool.
Yeah.
But no, it was a great scene.
Yeah,
You did really good with your choreography on that.
Thank you. And you know, I kept it flashy but simple. Things that he could do, things that I could do to make it look what it was. He came in like on a lot of the funny stuff with the kid and all that kind of stuff or whatever. So we just collabed on it, and we had such a bond and such a chemistry. We was awesome. Like, yo, let's keep doing this.
Yeah,
you know, just build part 1, part 2, part 3.
Yeah.
I think Batch saw 2 of the ones we did, and he saw it. He was like, man, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I want to do one.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, so my homie King Batch wants to do this. Want to do a fight scene? If you're down, I said, yeah, I'm down. Let's do it. So he brought in his people, came back there, choreographed everything, and I did that stuff. A lot of it I'm doing on spot too.
Yeah.
Like I have the gist of it of what I want to start with.
Right.
But I like to I like to, get with them and coordinate and try to see what are they looking for. What type of stuff you want to do. How do you see this? And then I put my mind with it, and I start building from there. And teaching the proper way to throw a punch.
Yes.
And throwing a hook.
Yes.
Or throwing a front kick, because a lot of times they be like, just like this. Nah, I need you to open it, stretch it so they can see.
But the difference between camera and then real.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Explaining that, because a lot of times they don't get that.
Right, because then you can show them the actual technique, and they'll be like, cool. And then they'll do that, but then it won't play.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And he was like, okay, I could do this. I could do it. Let's get with it. So we went through it, and he was like, yo, you make a cameo at the end. And I'm like, okay, dope. Because I wasn't supposed to be in it. But it was just me there choreographing it. But he was like, no, let's make a cameo. Yeah, it was. I said, I'm down, let's do it. Then did that. And from there, just different Instagram people. And Simi came, and I know I'm probably forgetting some people, then you, and other people just start seeing it and say, okay, cool.
He's the one to go to.
Yeah, he's the one to go to.
Dude, I noticed that. I'm just like, damn, he's choreographing for all these people.
Yeah.
And see, that's so cool. Because I have my own team and stuff, and we usually bring other people into our videos. I've never really worked with another person's team yet out here.
Gotcha.
Like, I've only brought people into my team, so that's really interesting seeing the difference, because I'm a fucking control freak. I really am, and I like to have control over stuff.
Well, you just know how you want your vision.
Yeah.
You just
but
know it.
I'm down. I'm down and stuff, but like I am a control freak. But man, that's cool though.
But most creators are though. Like, and I wouldn't even say that you like a control freak. I look at it as nobody's gonna see your vision like you see it.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be able to project it. Nobody's going to be able to tell that story. They're not going to be able to do it like you. You may hook up with people and collab with them and be like, yo, so I want to do this. I want to do that. Hey, we should do like this. No. I want the way I see it is like this.
Yeah, and I'm just like super picky with fight scenes in particular. And I cut my own scenes and stuff. Cut and edit my own scenes with my team.
That's so dope.
And like I'm like down to the like I gotta have it like this.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, man, like, I like,
I get it.
Especially with, like, the fights and stuff, I just want to make sure that it's keeping that integrity, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But, it's a lot, not even, like, who you're collaborating with, it's, like, a lot on, their team, too. Like, I'm always, okay, who's your cinematographer? Can I see some of their work?
Now, that's very important.
Yes, dude, yes.
People don't understand how important that is.
Yep.
Being able to, oh my gosh.
Yep.
I have so many flashbacks when I think about stuff like that. Because, everybody, just because you can shoot something, that don't
Just because you got a camera.
Let's start there. Let's start there. Yeah. Just because you got a camera don't mean that you can shoot.
Yep.
Like, just how artists and martial artists study and they perfect their craft, it is your job to study and perfect your craft and learn how these scenes supposed to be shot.
Yep.
Not just you sitting there, okay, I'm gonna get this angle. Okay, I'm gonna get this angle.
Yep.
Nah.
Yep.
Like really shooting them and knowing how to think on the spot if something is not working.
That's right.
If it's not looking the way it needs to look, you may have to change up the choreography a little bit. Maybe they have to change the position. Like knowing different things like that and being creative while you're shooting. Some people don't get that.
Yeah, for sure. And what's really cool, about, and I'm so thankful for my team, is that, like, we grew together. So
Absolutely.
We started from when our stuff was on a little, 7D with a little microphone on the top, and that's what we use. We cut it together, and we did that together. So now we both have those lessons and those experiences. But going back to like being a control freak, like I like to say that I'm collaborative. I like to say that. I mean, you've worked with me before, and
you are.
I don't try to take anybody else's power away or with you I was like, hey, you like let me know, like what do you want to do? You know what I mean?
I
but
just saw it.
That comes with trusting in that other person and
Yes.
seeing their abilities, because when I see somebody else is talented, better than me in other areas, I'm like, shoot, coach me. Like, tell me what I need to do, you know?
Like, I don't have an ego when it comes to that stuff. Like, I'm
Nope.
always trying to learn, because I know that if I learn what you're showing me, I can take that,
That's right.
incorporate it with what I'm doing, and make it work for me.
That's right.
My way.
That's right.
Some people, their ego is bigger.
It's my way or get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Their ego is bigger than the skill of their talent.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of times you can't tell them.
Yeah.
You would be sitting there arguing the whole time you're
Yeah.
supposed to be shooting or creating.
Yeah.
At that time, I'm like, yo, seem like you got it. This
Go
is not
for
for me.
That's right.
You do your
Go
thing.
for it.
You know,
Yep.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yep.
I could be doing something to pursue, or not pursue, but to further what I'm doing in my career. Arguing with you, just wasting my time.
That's right. That's right. And what was probably one of the coolest shoots you've done so far? One of your best experiences on set?
Man, that's a good question. Fight choreography wise? Okay.
Anything. Anything.
Okay, I'll say for both. The acting choreography side. The barbershop scene actually is one of my favorite scenes.
I think didn't you guys like make like 2 of those barbershop? I may be thinking of another one.
No. We was at
Is this where you're on a table?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have seen
one.
it.
That one for me was my favorite because I got a chance to show like my athletic side of me, just jumping on it and flipping off and stuff
that
like
was
that.
crazy.
Like,
That was crazy, actually.
And it was.
I was like, damn, King.
It's so funny because Splack he always gets mad at me because for some reason we always end up hitting each other. But if you look really really close, when I go back and I kick, I bust his lip for real.
What?
I bust his lip for real.
But
and
he got you back, huh?
Yeah, he got me back really good. Well,
Hey, it happens.
I'll tell you how he got me back later. But when I bust his lip, I stayed in character. And as soon as they hit cut, he was like, "Oh my king, bro, oh my gosh!" I said, "Bro, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He was like, "Man, you were hitting me, dude." I was like, "I'm so sorry." That's why like it's important too to remember because he's supposed to go back. He went forward, and I got him good.
Yes.
But it was all good though. That whole scene, and then I had a chance to like show off like one of my weapons. Like I'm training 8 different weapons.
Yeah.
So the bow staff is like one of my favorites.
I
Besides,
like how you threw that in casually. I'm training 8 different. Didn't even blink, dude.
I'm sorry.
Like, he was so humble, and they just kept going too.
I just because honestly, like it take like my fam and my uncle and my father or somebody telling me, you know, you're dope, dude. Like you do a lot of stuff, and some of the stuff I be doing,
dude.
and some of the stuff that I have done, I mean, because as an artist, you think, okay, I did that. Next one, I did that. Next one,
sure.
did that. Okay, what else
sure.
I got to do? You to the point where you don't really just look back at your work
That's right.
and just be like, man,
That's right.
like I did that, man. You know, you don't really appreciate yourself, appreciate.
Until you look back and follow the footsteps.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I mean, you hear the compliments. You really don't even look at the video. You just look at what people think and stuff like, okay, they like it. Okay, I need to do another one of them. Another this, another that.
But you know what? Gary Vee, I don't know if you know who Gary Vee is, but Gary Vee, he's one of like the biggest entrepreneurs of our time right now, and he's just one of my biggest inspirations. And he always says like, when you don't take in the compliments or the negativity, you move fast. You move fast because you're not doing it for anybody else. You're just doing it for you.
That makes a good point.
And yeah, dude. And whenever people say like, "Yo, you don't even know how like talented you are," it's like, I just wasn't even thinking about that. Man. I'm just doing what I do.
Exactly, and that's kind of how it was for me, you know.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
And so to get back to what you were saying, like, oh man, I didn't even mention the weapons. So I guess it's come back this way. But anyway, to answer your question, the bow staff, it was the first chance I had to really just show like my abilities and show what I could do with a pool stick as a bow staff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so it was dope.
That's awesome.
Liked it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, dude. Now, what are your goals for the future? What would you like to see happen in 2020? Because we are coming upon it very fast.
Honestly,
and just in general.
Honestly, I don't really care what blows first, like the acting, martial arts world, or the music. You know, because like I said before, I'm gonna
incorporate all of it. Whatever blows up first, I'm gonna do all of it.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm going to, smash all of it together. Like some of the ideas that I'm actually excited for now. I'm getting ready to do this will be my first fight scene that I do for myself.
For you.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, long time coming, man.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things myself now with the way I see it, and the big things that I've been holding out on. Just getting ready to, tell my stories.
Absolutely.
In these fights and shoot the videos that I want to shoot to the music that I'm making and putting some of these fight videos to my story, and just doing things the goal doesn't change. It's just how you kind of get there now.
Definitely.
Just rerouting everything, restructuring everything, and getting it to biggest that you can get it, so you can get back out there and help and do what you do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And who's your biggest inspiration and why?
You know what? My inspiration, I can't really just say just one person.
Give me all of them. Or multiple.
My mother, my father, my brother, my uncles, my family in general. My son Grayson.
You have a son?
Yes.
How old is your son?
He is 12 now.
Wow.
Yeah. So everybody, just their love, just who they are as people and what they give me, they're my go-tos when things are just I call my brother all the time, talk to my father, I talk to my uncle all the time, my mom, those are my support systems.
Definitely.
And they inspire me. Their love inspire me,
I love hearing people say that, because I'm the same way. I'm such a family person. I have a big general family, my mom, dad, my 5 brothers. And those are the people who inspire me too. So I feel that on a deep level for sure.
And the thing about it is with them, it's not just it's me that's talented. No, it's Eric. Just all of them talented. My younger brother, crazy talented. Older brother, crazy talented. You can go on my page and see their work. Everybody's crazy and talented. That's one of the reasons why I came out.
Hey, if you ever need some beats, my brother's a producer.
Hey, shoot them to me.
Yeah, dude.
Listen.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I feel the same way. That's awesome. Now what is? Oh, before I say this, so you said you have a son. I didn't know that about you. What is it like being a parent and pursuing your dreams? And because I know this is going to bring a lot of value to the audience for those of you guys who are parents out there.
Yeah.
What is it like pursuing your dream as a parent, and how does that change your perspective in what you do and how you get there?
Well, that's the first time I've ever been asked that question. It's a good question. It makes you, it puts a higher demand on different things because they're watching.
Absolutely.
Especially when they're getting older and they're having conversations with you and saying things to you that you didn't expect them to say.
Yeah,
You're just wait a minute now. Hold on.
Your mind of your own.
I know, exactly.
Human.
Exactly. It is a sacrifice doing any type of career.
Yeah.
Being away from your child and it turns to I gotta get this, get this too. I gotta make this happen for my fam. I gotta make this happen for my son.
Absolutely.
You know, just so they don't have to, you know, deal with a lot of the things that you dealt with, so they don't, you know, everybody want a better life for their family.
That's
you
right.
know, it's not difficult, but it's difficult. You know,
For sure.
It just puts a higher demand on, you know, everything that you do and how you do it.
Yeah.
And the content you put out there.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to set an example at the same time.
That's right.
But you're also trying to stay relevant in the world where they want to see this.
Right.
And they want to see that.
Of course.
So it's almost like, how are you going to project yourself? You know, how are you going to sit there and say things to them? How are you going to deal with things when it comes up with them?
Yeah.
You know, and things that they think is cool that you like, that's not cool, bro. Like, that ain't really the way to go. But it's the thing out there.
Yeah. And
then staying cool, because you want to be cool in their eye too and want them to look at you like they look at that person.
Yeah.
At the same time, like, I gotta be your dad. I
Yeah.
gotta be your father.
Right.
You know, so it's stuff like that too that you deal with. So
as an artist, especially.
as an artist, most definitely.
Yeah.
Take a pause right there real quick, guys.
So, what is some advice that you'd give an aspiring artist looking to make it, or even just come out to LA?
Don't stop. Don't give up. But no, it's serious, yo. Like, you have to. You can't just be trying things. You know. Well, no. Let me say this first before I say that. Find something that you're passionate about, that you really love, not that you like, something that you really love, like you could do for free, and just
and
ask.
like you can't
Exactly.
not do it.
Yeah, exactly. Almost like waking up. Just that simple. It has to be important to you as waking up. It has to be. Because you go through so many things in the industry, dealing with so many people, dealing with so many spirits, so many crazy energies, so many everything that you're gonna go through. You can't just like this. Like, it has to be as important as waking up to you. It has to be. You know, and when you wake up, that's the first thing on your mind. And you perfecting it every day. You haven't made it yet. You shouldn't be bored. You bored? Go practice on your craft.
Bro, oh my God, I say that all the time. Like
bro,
you're bored out here?
Like, bruh.
Like, there's too much to do out here to be bored.
Not
You're
only
bored?
that, it's not like back in the days when you just see stuff and you just using your mind to create. It's countless things online that you can watch to better your craft.
Resources.
Absolutely. Don't ever get content where you are. Ever get content. The moment you do that, that's when you die as a person. You never stop learning. And be humble. You know, the thing about me, why I appreciate, you know, just even like this interview, you asking me to come. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course.
The reason why I appreciate the opportunities I get and people asking me to do things is because I know that this world is filled with amazing, talented people.
Absolutely.
And there's so many people that you can go watch. You don't have to be watching me. You don't have to be watching anybody. Like, you can see me, like, okay, he's up and coming. Okay, cool. I'm going to keep an eye on him. I'm going to support him. Or you can be like, oh, he's up and coming. Cool. Back over here to the next artist.
Yeah.
Back over here to the next big person that's already out there.
Yeah, yeah.
So the fact that somebody taking the time to sit down and listen and look at your videos, hit that follow button, hit that like button, then comment, that's big, because your attention could be somewhere else.
It is big.
So don't ever, ever take that lightly. You know, perfect practice makes perfect. You need, when you're practicing, always make sure that you're doing it like you're in front of a sea of people. You know, love it for yourself, but at the same time, you practice like you're on set doing what you love to do.
Yeah.
That's how you get better.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be going in there trying to half-ass it and do it this way and be like, I'm just gonna, because I really just like it. Because when you like it, that's what you do.
Yeah.
You practice it probably once a week for like a couple minutes. Like, if the walls could talk, the hours I put in and just practicing everything, like, it got so bad when I was younger. It took like my uncles and people saying, dude, go to the movies. Go do something else. Like, you go experience something, because this is all you do. I used to be at school. People used to be in there talking about, oh man, when we get out of school, we're gonna go smoke weed, we're gonna go have sex, we're gonna go do this, do that. I'm in there thinking about, I can't wait to get home and finish that verse. Yeah. I can't wait to get home and work on that dance move. I can't wait to get home and just go out there and just work on my flips.
Yeah.
And I just be out there hours just doing it, just doing it. Like
obsessed.
Obsessed with it. Yeah, I was obsessed with getting better. I was obsessed with learning something different. That's why I know a lot of the things that I know now.
That's right.
Because once I learn something else and I get into the industry and it wasn't good enough to people that say they can do things for you, every time I would get a no, I'll go back and learn something else.
That's right.
I get another no, go back and polish this, learn something else. I get another no, okay, no, all right, cool. Let me go do this, let me go do that. You know, and I'm just practicing on everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So be true to yourself and what you love. Love it. You have to love it. And once you get that down, yo, try to go past that. Just keep a level head, stay humble, keep God first in your life. You know, the sky's the limit. The space is the limit, I say.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And very last question. Where can my audience find you online? Where can we follow you? Do you have music coming out? What video do you want us to watch? Like, give them, where do we find you?
I Am King is my Instagram.
Go and spell it out for them. And we'll put it right there.
It's IAMKIING. Let's talk about the I. People, I gotta say this. People always tell me on the side, why you got 2 I's in your name? Why you got 2 I's in your name? Blah, blah. This is why. My name is Gerald Lafayette Grant II. My father, of course, is the first. When you capitalize 2 I's in King, it turns to a Roman numeral 2, which makes me the second. And the thing about it, since I'm a spiritual person, I totally just put a hole in my shirt, whatever. So, like, the thing about it, me being a spiritual person, I will never put myself over the King, which is God. So that's like me spelling my name with 2, saying that, you know, because in the good book, it talks about how we are young kings and queens here. We are created in the image and the likeness of the King. That's like me giving honor to my heavenly Father and to my earthly Father. So I keep that. I keep that in my name as me giving and paying my respects.
Wow.
So I Am
Very
King
powerful.
is my Instagram. IamKing.com is my website and all of my social media on there.
Perfect.
Single. I have a single coming out. It's called Off Top.
Hey.
And actually, my last single, Got Something For You, the video is already out. You can just go onto my YouTube and check that out. But I'm excited about this song, Off Top, because I always wanted to step into the Afrobeat type sound of music. Because I dance. It'd be so funny. People don't even notice sometimes. They just see like my martial arts stuff, like, I didn't know you can dance and he sing too. Yeah. So,
yeah, man.
So going
he does it all.
Yeah, so I Am King.
Nice. All right, guys. So make sure you follow him on Instagram. Subscribe to him on YouTube. Follow him. He's a very talented individual. Very humble about the things that he does, seriously, because I mean, even like talking to him, like he's like, yeah, I don't you know what, but nah, like he's very, very talented guy. So make sure you follow him on Instagram, YouTube, everywhere you can follow him. Make sure you're watching this one because he's getting it out here. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Gabriela Corvina, martial artist and actress. Make sure you guys comment below what you guys thought about this podcast. Who do you want to see on here next? And also make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for us, and that way you can keep track of these podcasts. This will also be available on Spotify, and I'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.